think you all, everybody can hear me. This is the day that God has given us. Let us rejoice and be glad that we're in it. You notice our stage is set up slightly different. And the reason for that is we have two guests that are coming up from California. And I'm saying that literally because we expected they'd be here. And I must have had some kind of message through the week because I phoned and said, would you guys like to come the night before and we'll get a hotel room set up for you? And they said, oh no, we're going to see our mom in plane and we'll be here. And I guess the border had different ideas. So, oops, they're at the front door maybe. Everybody let them in. We'll have to play zippity-doo-dah all over again now. Whoop, where'd they go? At any rate, they're out the door at the other side now. Anne, would you like to see who's out the door? Is there someone out the door?
Yes. It's your guests.
Oh, okay. Hello.
Hello.
Welcome. Come on in.
Hello.
Here's our guest from California. Oh, God.
They're tourists to the border.
Well, I think I have a psychic impression. Come on, head up. I had mentioned to Don on the phone that maybe we could come and... Hi. How you doing?
Good.
Yeah, I mentioned to you on the phone that maybe, just maybe, we might have a problem at the Canadian border.
Oh, yeah. I love us there.
Yeah, I guess.
How are you?
Your brother's not going to join us?
Sure.
Yeah, come on and join us.
Oh, do I get a hug?
Oh, yeah, definitely. I get all the hugs I can get. I'm an old lady. And this is Derrick. This is a very interesting day, guys. So we'll continue on with the service, and then I'll introduce these two fellows to you. Okay, I'd like to thank everybody, in particular the people online, for joining us today. And I would like to welcome you. God loves you, and so do we. So how about welcoming your neighbors and give them a big hug, just like we gave these guys. Okay. Okay, guys, thank you so much. Okay. Well, this is going to be an exciting day for us. Unfortunately, for Don and Doug, they are bbsradio.com. If you want to go on your internet and go to bbsradio.com, you will be able to find the stations, not just the station anymore, but the stations that they have made available for a lot of us. And what we're going to talk about today with these two guys is how the dream came about for them, and then how that in turn has brought so a manifestation of so many other people's dreams and how they have invested in that. So if everybody could just hold for a moment, we'll have the opening prayer. Heavenly Father, we thank you for safely bringing our guests to us and getting them through the border in time to join us. We thank you, too, for all the people that are out on a sunny day and the holidays that have come here and joined us today to celebrate with us. And this is the day that you have given us, and we are rejoicing and we're glad that we are in it. Amen. Okay, be seated. And you guys can just sit in the seat there. Ozzy's got it all set up so we can film you, and there you go. Derrick's going to just have a seat there. Okay, I'd like to introduce the workers of the day, too, as Iris Gibb. And Iris, beautiful music. Without that, we wouldn't be very much. And their ministry, we have 3 wonderful musicians that help us out. 2 of them alternate, and when one can't make it, we have a 3rd one that jumps in on the notice. And so we're so fortunate to have that, so we'd like to do that. I'd also like to introduce Joyce Slayman, Reverend Joyce Slayman, one of our ministers. Thanks, Joyce, for joining us. Now, as I was saying, these two fellows have just come in. I don't know if they're going to have not jet lag, car lag, or maybe...
You know, that's appropriate. I had to come up here in my mother's vehicle, and I think it's decades older than we are.
Well, that's pretty good.
A couple times coming here, so.
Oh, there you go. We were fortunate to get you here then. We'll give it a healing before we leave. Okay, and if anybody would turn to their book, again, we're going to bring Iris up to give us a little bit of help with this. Number 37, and I believe. So I'll just give the fellows a book here. And everybody stand, and we'll sing this up, and then we're going to have a little interview. Just again, I've got a little bit of a write-up here. It's just going to be an interview rather than a lecture. I asked Don, do you want to do a lecture? And Don said, I don't lecture. So that's good, because we're going to get a chance to ask some questions later on, too. If he doesn't lecture, then he's going to be on the hot seat here. So Doug and Don are going to just be hoping they didn't come maybe to Canada. And of course, you know, Derrick Whiteskycloud is on here with them. And what I was introduced to these two fellows was through Derrick. And Derrick had met with them by the telephone through a lady that unfortunately just passed away that put Derrick in touch with them. And they said, come on our radio and just go worldwide, Derrick, because we'd like to let people see what you have. And Derrick talked to Don and said, I've got a friend who has a chapel. And we didn't have this one. And right now, of course, this is summertime, so it's not the biggest show of the chapel, but at any rate, we didn't have the chapel here. I was serving with a lot of other churches. And Don said, yeah, come on, Barb, let's put it on the air. Let's have an online chapel. So we went on with the online chapel, and I think I drove Don a little crazy sometimes, because every time he'd get me online, every once in a while he'd lose me online. I don't know what it is with electronic things. But anyway, they do a really terrific job. And here's the key. How many people do you have on now, would you say, as far as your...
About 88 different shows. 88 different shows.
About 88 different shows.
Correct. And live. That's what kind of makes it unique. Live, 4 live shows and 88 total shows.
Yeah.
Spiritual.
So we'll let you guys use the microphone.
Yeah, it's been quite an endeavor. And actually, you were the first online church, probably in radio, from what I understand.
Could be.
Yeah, so we've been building. It's been growing quickly, and the audience has been expanding globally. It's quite an endeavor. It's been a pleasure of ours since we started it.
Yeah. Talk to us a little bit about what got you two guys together to do this in the first place. This is quite a risk.
Well, we actually, I think initially it was more out of sadness and anger, to be honest with you. We noticed that things have been taking a turn for the worse, economically, politically, socially, environmentally speaking. And we've been working in business and around the various aspects of that for many, many years with our folks and ourselves, and the corruption and the, not just the corruption, but actually the attitude around the world and the way business was conducted and how it all interacted was really, to me, criminal in so many respects, that we wanted to be a voice for the people, and we wanted the people to be the voice as well. And so we figured if we brought the media back to the people, maybe we could make a difference. So really that's what it's about, bringing the media back to the people and letting the people be the media. Because the media currently, in our opinion, well, I don't know what they are, but they don't represent you, in our opinion.
The time and energy and money that you guys spend on this, you're certainly not getting, if you went by the hour, you're not getting minimum wage, probably. I know that for a fact.
Well, it's not a moneymaker. Yeah.
So the money, really, what we teach in most of the things that we do is that you first have to have a passion. And when you have a passion for something,
You go after that.
passion, then what happens is that we will then, money will eventually follow it, we hope anyway. But if you follow your passion, then usually things work out better. If you follow the money first, it seems like it doesn't work out. It somehow like sand.
I agree. That's actually, I agree with that 100%.
Yeah, we have a family that grew up with the idea that honest success, there's a difference between success and honest success. Honest success you have to find from within. And we try to do things in the most honorable way. It's sometimes tougher to reach that top and make things successful and work like that, but we try. And my brother, being that I have a twin brother who's very, very like me, that helps too if you have other people with that same spirit within you. And it really helps motivate us. My brother, he was really alone when he started it. I came up with this concept, and I was so enamored by it. I really fell in love with it. And he took on the reins. He just continued to expand it. You know, we've challenged ourselves with it, trying to bring out as many shows as possible. But they're all empowering shows. They're shows that tell people you can do more, and you can go farther, and you can believe in the voice inside yourself. And in media in general, they don't say that. They say, believe what we believe, and that's about it. So for me, it's been a real love fest. I hope it continues and expands, and it is. And we have a lot of very wonderful things in store.
That's great. And the other thing, too, is that you guys have actually written together Bible for Inner Awareness, more or less. And I did go through that and read it, and a lot of your philosophy is basically what we teach in this church, or what we hope to project to the people that come here, is that first of all, God by any name, so saying God, it doesn't really matter what name you call it, great source, or, the power of the bee, or one friend of ours calls it the cosmic muffin. And the cosmic muffin I kind of like. Unfortunately, they're not here this morning because they had a wedding last night. Their daughter got married. But she says, well, just call it the cosmic muffin because it's a bunch of energy you all put together, and it's like a big recipe for success. And so, whatever, I know that you guys believe in that. You believe in the ethical thing, that what you put in the ground is going to be good.
There's something that's really difficult to explain, and I think many people that have a heart that's open to the rest of the world, that they go through changes. Sometimes those changes are dynamic, paradigm shifts. We each have them in our lives at some point or another. But changes that have taken place within me seem more dynamic in so much as they become a part of you. Knowledge isn't so much something distant from you. Becomes a part of you. It lives within your cellular structure. And you feel that more and more and more when you live with that information. You take it deep within. It's like any word. You take it deeper. The idea of love, when you're older, it has a little bit more resonation to you, and you understand that a little deeper. Well, just like people, you feel them a little bit deeper, and that'll change you on the inside. When we wrote the works that we did that because we had moments of spontaneous enlightenment or combustion within you. Call it what you will, but something inside changes so direct, so dramatic, so instantly that you can't put the finger on yourself. You can't say God, but you feel something so unique and so bigger than yourself that you know it's divine. And from that, we gained our inspiration. And I think each and every one of us, there's going to be a point in our lives where if we touch out, we reach out there, we're going to feel that presence. It's available. Believe me, I would have been the biggest doubter in the world when it occurred to me. Nobody can explain. Even now, it's difficult to explain. But it happens, and you just have to ask for it. When you do, it opens up your heart, and you live with your heart more. So it's rewarding on a million levels. This BBS radio really does change lives. I think you'll find something there that you'll tune into, and it'll help you.
A lot of people who don't have computers don't really realize, I think, the effect that the computers are having on the worldwide situation. We had an email from a gentleman that visited us here when he came over from England. He went back to England, realized that he could pick us up, and he's watching us every week on the television, on his little set, watches us, and he will be watching you guys this coming week. And it is just amazing that within seconds, the time it leaves your center there, that it can be worldwide. Everybody can just pick it up.
Well, I actually believe that's where we're headed. That's one of the reasons why I believe that this time we're going to win. There may have been many times in the past where humanity had a lot tougher time, but the internet seems to be an energy of humanity. It's a global communicating energy, and it's one we're all building together. And that's pretty tough to control, and they're finding it, let's say the powers that be that decide that they wish to manipulate and control, they're having a tougher time with that because so many people can infuse that energy with their own love and their own feelings, and they can put that right out to the internet, and they can touch everybody around the world instantly that wants to tune in. And so it's a medium that I find is going to continually grow. It's where we're heading. It's almost the next step in communication. So I think it's the perfect way to reach out and touch people.
Derrick, did you want to say something to the fellows here? Because you do have Between Two Worlds on there, which you started on a radio station here, and then you've gone worldwide with them.
Oh yeah. I've been on radio with these guys since over a year in May, and I've noticed that since I've been doing radio, and a lot of people are actually calling in more and more and more. So basically, you share information that the public know that what, for example, my show being Between Two Worlds, it's all about sharing information about mediumship that I'm doing. I talk to people that actually have questions from all across the world, get the phone in. I've had calls from the Netherlands. I've got Australia picking me up, England picking me up, and these people didn't know me. They just found my name, come up on the internet line, and they're just saying, "Well, who's this guy? I heard the BBS radio." Next thing you know, word of mouth, forward mails, forward emails. Come to the point where it got even busier. Now I got more people calling up, asking me if they can do interviews with me on radio. So now instead of just doing mediumship, I'm interviewing people that are from all across the world. I got a guy, we just finished doing an interview a couple weeks back from Russia, and he was a paranormal investigator. So the thing is that he wanted to get his information out there about himself, the work he's been doing, talking to spirits or working with spirits or investigating spirits in Russia. It's considered one of the most haunted countries in the world. So here this man wanted to contact with me to tell his story. So the thing is that the public is reaching out and everybody's listening in. And including when I come on the roster with Barb, or when Barb's church or chapel is playing, she has on her line, her internet, her program available for anybody to watch it. Myself, what I do is I pick it up and I forward it on to other video programs, and they're picking up her. So now Barb is even further out there, and BBS is even further out there. So, in the next level, these guys are going internet video.
And that's the other thing I was going to say, is that the next level with you is the video. And this starts like a pebble of water in the water, and then it just ripples out, and you don't realize how big this is going to grow. But I want to talk a little bit about the comfort zone that most of us get into. And we get dreams, we get ideas, like you guys have got these ideas. Now, they could have really died on the vine if you hadn't been able to come outside your comfort zone and risk a little bit. So maybe talk a little bit to people here, that if they have a dream, how did they get outside of their comfort zone? How do you take that step?
Well, if you're not, chances, if you're not willing to step out and take a chance, because you're here, aren't you? I mean, we're all here on this planet, and that means you already decided to step out and take a chance just by being here. So that should show you that during your life period, you also want to step out and take those chances, follow your heart. And when you do that, things tend to be very expansive and can grow from there. The comfort zone, many people get in their comfort zone because they're afraid to change. That's like many of our political situations, environmental situations that we're having today. People are just afraid. Maybe they're afraid of themselves. Maybe they're afraid of others. But in the end, it is they're afraid to step out and take a chance, and they stay in their comfort zone. But, the only constant, I think, in life is change. And if you're not willing to ride that change and enjoy it and have the joy in the process, then I don't know where the learning then comes in. See, we're all here to learn something. We're here to learn about ourselves. We're here to learn about others, who are, all of us are our saviors. Each and every one of you are here to teach me something as I'm here to teach others. And if we don't get out of that comfort zone, I don't think we can learn anything by being here. So taking a chance is, to me, empowering. Absolutely.
And I think that's very much true. All right, we're going to go on to the next segment here, which has to do with healing and meditation. And one of the things that we do here, we have normally around 50 people that attend when the holidays are not. And we have people who need healing go into the back little red section there. And we have healing facilitators. Derrick is going to work as one.
I want to say something else to share with you too. We had a lady up in, she came over from Nova Scotia and shared her story about part of the grid, Shelley Yates. And she shared her story about the situation that we need to, on July 17th, to help and just meditate for that 1 full hour as a world come together. And we meditate for that 1 full hour, just concentrating on the idea of prayer to help to heal the earth. And we shared that information. We passed it on all across to every email you can think of, every letter you can think of, every person you can know. And that got out there all over, and it got even to BBS radio, and these guys, this is how human people can be. These guys stayed up at 4 o'clock in the morning, their time, and spent that whole hour on radio, online, and we prayed for the whole hour on radio live. We had people calling in even after, thanking them for participating, putting this whole program together. This is how these guys really want, this is how much care they put into it. When you see a radio station, most radio stations wouldn't do that, because they'll say, well, it's not part of our affiliate. These guys care, and this is because they want to. They actually show sincerity and they show love, and that's basically what this is always about, to put love into it. And because we care about each other, we care about our Mother Earth, and that's what these guys have done, so I want to share it with you.
So going back to the healing segment, we're past the healing facilitators. Derrick, I think you're also going to go to the back and give a hand with that. And what we do is to all do meditation and bring the healing in. And just like what we're saying there, Derrick, is that where one person says a prayer and you add another prayer to it, I mean, it's in the Bible, but where you have one thought, another thought added to it, where 2 or more are gathered together, it multiplies 10 times 10 times 10. So every time that we send a healing energy up for a particular person, each person that adds to that adds 10 times that power till the infinite. So we ask that all the congregation join together in the meditation while the healers are working and the healing facilitators are working with the people in the back, hands-on, and send that energy forward. Okay, so Derrick and the other healers, if they would do that.
Resides and healing begins. Allow the energy to move through the tips of your toes, moving upwards, swirling around and round the body, and allow it to come up through the top of the head and flow to the body like a gentle summer rain. As you breathe in again, feel the energy bringing alive all the cells in the body that work together with all of the organs. And allow those organs to be like a wonderful symphony concert orchestra that play their instruments independently, but they play with such harmony and such rhythm that they are working for the whole beauty of the piece they are playing. And as you breathe the energy in and revitalize all of the energies in the body, in the cells, and the organs, know that you are doing that to bring healing to the whole. And as the energy comes in again through the tips of the toes, allow it to expand into the mind. Let the mind open and be receptive. Let the mind be positive and be healthy, so that it may touch the dreams, the ideas that God has to make you all that you can be. Allow those dreams, those thoughts, those energies to come through the mind to healthy growth, so that they will grow and produce the dream that God has for you. breathing in again, allow yourself to come in touch with the Spirit. That part of yourself that is always perfect. And allow the Spirit to communicate to the mind and the body what it needs for this journey that it is having in this physical existence. And as you have healed your own self, body, mind, and spirit, be like a pebble in a great pond of energy, and allow your energy to move forward and ripple outward, and let it touch each member in the room. And joining together, allowing the energy to draw through everyone to facilitate the healing. Taking a deep breath now, think about outside of this room into the community of your family, the community around you, of your teachers and your leaders, and allow that energy to ripple out and touch all of them so that they too may experience the wonderful healing, the wonderful peace. Allow that energy now to go forward into the world and not only touch the world's leaders, but to touch the animals, the vegetation, the waters, the atmosphere, so that they may be healed. And let us be thankful to the animals and the vegetation and the minerals that give of themselves and serve us so greatly and feed us so well. Allow us now to reach out into the universe, into other parts of the universe that we are not familiar with, or many mansions in God's world that we are not aware of, every room in every mansion. But we send love and we send caring, for God promises us that love and healing is never ending. And all we need to do is ask. And the energy will follow the intention of the thought. And the healing will begin. Now as we circle back to the seat of the soul, take a few moments just to sit quietly before you come back to your everyday, workaday world, to enjoy the tranquility and the peace of the healing area of your garden, the inner garden of healing. And know that you may visit here at any time. And God has promised that love and the healing is never ending. So open your hearts, your mind, and your hand. God bless you, and He sends His angels to keep after you.
thank you to our healing facilitators and to Spirit for helping the energy come through from God to help people heal themselves. For indeed, you do the healing through your own mind, and the healers are facilitating the energy to help you do that. We'd also like to ask that if you have any friends or family that are in the hospital, we are a healing ministry. We do have people who do visitations at the hospital, and on an occasion where somebody is very ill and can't make it at home, if they need just sandwich and soup or something like that, or something picked up, they contact us. We will arrange to have that done, because no one should ever have to be alone when they're not feeling well. They can always call upon the church and there'll be someone there. We also would ask you to make sure that you take your printout home with you, because that's the way that you keep in touch with us, especially if you don't have internet. Because we do have a calendar on the internet, but if you don't have that, take this home with you, because it will tell you who's coming next week. Next week, we have Rosemary Phillips, and anybody who knows Rosemary, she comes from, she's a Canadian folk singer, and she does a lot of her own writing, and she also entertains in schools and teaches children. She's got this one song called One Seed, and she'll get everybody to join into that. You put one seed, and then the seed grows and how it goes, and it's really a terrific song, and she's going to go right into the audience next week. So, and give mediumship in between the singing, which is a little different. So do try to join us next week for that. Rosemary is quite entertaining, and she will have some of her CDs, and maybe if she's got some of the little book called One Seed, you might want to pick it up for your grandchildren or your children. The other thing that we have, of course, is anybody new here for the first time? We know you, but first time you've been to our chapel, right? And that's wonderful. And your friend came along with you, and we're sending lots of healing. And you can be assured that 10 times 10 times 10, the healing is going and helping there. So just hope that you'll come back every week if you can, where you're feeling it. If you're not here, your name is in the jar. And every week, every day of the week, the healers are going to be adding that energy, so that you'll never be without that healing energy coming through for you. So that'll be wonderful. Has any birthdays or anniversaries this week? Last week? Nobody? Oh my goodness. Well, we do have to say that we went to a wedding last night, Reverend Joyce Slayman, Ozzy and I, and managed to get home about 11 o'clock from West Vancouver. Wonder we're awake this morning. And so for Lois and for her family, let's sing the birthday song anyway. And everybody join in on that.
Bear with me.
You have it there? If not, we can skip it. we can sing it a cappella, but we did that last week on one song. It didn't work out too well.
people who have had our CD. That's a couple that are playing the music on the CD, so they're going to be very interesting. She's going to bring Cher and Sunny along with them. Yeah, Cher and Sunny are coming. Yeah, you guys aren't going to miss nothing good. Yeah, they're coming. Yeah, and now's the time for you to help us support this ministry. And our volunteers and the support of the free will offering, of course, are the only support that we actually have for our missions today. And this number 21, the offering song, stand and join us with that.
Same age as your mom. 73. This year. Yeah, there you go. Yeah. Maybe I'm as old as your grandma, I don't know. I'm making myself young here saying I'm as old as their mama.
He went to shock.
Then we're going to get back to talking to you a little bit. Now, we're going to ask the congregation if they have something that they'd like to say, and a few questions that you'd like to put to these fellows, and if we run out of that, then we're going to do some other things. Okay? Does anybody out there have a question?
I would like to tell you that I've been saying all along I don't know why I need a computer, but now I know why.
Exactly. We've heard that before, you guys. Answer that. Why do people need a computer?
Well, you know, my mother asked that for quite some time, and I think it's one way to think. You know, the telephone, we all have telephones, right? And we can all reach out and touch people singularly. The internet's just a way to do that in a multiple level. It's quicker, it's faster, and
Will save money.
it actually saves you money.
Yeah.
So it's really a great way to connect with other people all around the world, just like a telephone.
Yeah.
Just think of it like a telephone with a little bit more pizzazz.
Yeah.
A lot of the information that we think the world tries to hide or certain groups are privy to, you'll find it online. There's really nothing there that remains hidden for long. But in some ways, it actually wakens you up to the dynamics that occur on a global level. You hear a million perspectives, not just one. I don't watch TV. I can't. I make sure that it's off because, again, that's only one perspective. I don't know how many people control the media, but I think it's gone from 50 to 5. So you're only getting one point of view. On the internet, you get them all. That is really the power of the internet. You don't need to buy newspapers or magazines. You can find the information online. All your subscriptions, you won't have to pay for them anymore. There's a lot of reasons why the internet can actually be a saving tool. You don't have to go to the library and check out books. You pump in a word or a name and you'll know everything pretty quickly if you're prepared to read about it.
Yeah, it is very interesting. It is a two-sided sword, though, isn't it, fellas? You gotta, just the same thing as we say in this church, that all spiritual pathways lead to the same God. It doesn't matter what you call it. Same thing on the internet. You have to discern what you're using there, and use your own common sense. But, I happen to have a daughter we call the Oracle. And the boy's not going to meet her because she's decided to take the afternoon and go over to her sister's house. But the Oracle, if she sees something, she's got to know the answer. So she gets on the internet and finds out the answer. Just drive her crazy till she can find out an answer. It might even be like, how old was Charles Bronson? What year was Charles Bronson born? And it might be like exactly what is going on with the DNA right now. Okay, and so you can go in there and find out how DNA double helix works and what links together. And so you can find anything from how old's your favorite star to that type of thing, which is really wonderful.
I bring this point up because I really believe this is true. You can only go as far as you believe you can go. If you don't believe it's true, it can't be true for you. So if you don't see a lot of perspectives and a lot of different tools, you might not be able to believe in something. For it to be really true to you, you've got to believe in it. I think that's one of the limiting factors. If we can't take that jump because we just don't think about it like, boy, I wish there was $1 million in my hand, but I don't believe it's possible to put it in my hand. Because I don't believe it's possible, it's a leap that's just too far out of my ability. But the internet provides so many things that you're confronted with. Those belief systems might change and shape, and it'll empower you because you know that there are other people out there doing these unique things, wonderful things. So on that level, it'll change what you believe, and what you believe that you resonate to is you. Really, you are the collection of what you think. So on that level, it's a wonderful tool.
Well, I personally think that the internet can be scary. It can be scary to a lot of people because there is so much data out there. And discernment is the key. It really is. You have to spend a lot of time filtering through a lot of nonsense. But we're all questers. We're here because we're questers, and everybody who goes to the internet, every single one has a question. Because the internet is information. So if you're seeking information, it's a great tool because the people that get on there are really that. They're seeking answers to their questions. That's why we're here. And it can be a valuable tool in doing so. Even though you have to filter through a lot of nonsense, you can streamline that information yourself and what you're looking for, just like you can go to the library and pick out a specific book. So after a while, you start to work more in your feeling and your heart, and the information that comes to you through the internet tends to synchronize with that. So it's not as difficult as it might appear at first, although it can be a bit overwhelming initially. You start to get the hang of it, and you start to use it in a way that benefits you the most, I think. As long as you're there for the right reasons and you're asking the right questions. It really comes down to the question, doesn't it? Not so much the information.
That's good.
Can I ask you a question?
Yeah.
How many hits do you get on your radio station as compared to geographical coverage?
Good question. Well, we get about 6.7 million hits a month. We're growing at 500,000 hits a month.
Excellent. Geographical coverage per U.S. and globally?
Geographical coverage, I would say the U.S. would be about 75%, yeah. 74, 75%, somewhere in there, I would think.
The States?
That I don't, that's tough. But we do have a demographics online where you can see where the internet traffic is coming in from, and it's hundreds of countries. It does give a breakdown on our online if you click on demographics. Yeah, I don't know too many countries out there that haven't people tune us in, yeah.
Right. Even Nigeria. Like I said before, my radio show in the Netherlands are picking me up. Australia is picking me up. me the demographics I asked for a scale, who's listening in, like what part of the countries. They sent me the whole list of all the countries, straight down through Canada. Canada, I would say we probably average around maybe 1.5 million to 2 million people that actually listen to BBS, and it's getting even bigger yet.
And it's great to have the global reach. That is the magic of the internet.
Oh, yeah.
That is what we would have killed for little children.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
In a big way.
I mean, like these guys are saying, the internet is actually, it's actually, the internet is just like going to school. I mean, you can educate yourself on it. Don't feel shy about a computer when it comes in. A lot of people are very afraid of touching that button thinking it'll explode. It doesn't happen that way, because you can always fix it back again. You don't have to get a repairman to do it. Basically, it's like when you open up that search engine, and search engine is just a place you just type your name down there, and where location you're living at. You can actually find your own address. Anything you want to find, it's all available for you to see. Most people don't realize that. You can find anything and everything about someone, unless it's protected by the federal government. But if you're given permission, you can find all these things on the net about anyone or anything. And like I said, the show itself, BBS Radio, is all to do with spiritual awareness. It's about the awakening of yourself and those who need to understand that they're afraid to understand. Because a lot of times that's why we have our spiritual churches, is why we have all types of congregations across the world. But there's still a shortage. Because a lot of people, like Don has said, or Doug has said, Doug doesn't watch TV. Okay, well, there's church services on TV. But yet, he's not going to see that church service on TV, but he's willing to turn to the internet and say, I'm watching this. Because he knows very well that he feels comfortable with it. And he's around that. But he can make a decision by turning it off or do something else.
Well, this is the thing that I think is wonderful. Why I really asked these guys to come up, and why I'd like to really thank them, because the awareness that's coming from the people that are online, and I will tell you, I won't agree 100% with everybody who's broadcasting. They don't agree 100% with everybody that's broadcasting. It's up to you to discern what's good for you, as it is in church. Which pathway is best for you? That's what you need to discern. But I really thank them for, taking this step forward, because this is wonderful. And I'd like to give them a big hand for all the work that they've done. Now, I think we're going to be just about at the end of the service. I can't believe an hour's gone. It's just absolutely wonderful. We are going to ask everybody to join us in the circle here. We have a small circle this morning, so that won't be too hard to do. And the closing song will be God Be With You, and we will say a prayer just before the closing song. Closing prayer. Heavenly Father, thank you for allowing us to have Don and Doug come up and give us some insight into how we can meet our own dreams if we're not afraid to step forward. Do guide us through the week. Give us angels to look after us, angels around these two young men as they travel on their pathway to bring enlightenment to those people through the world. Amen. Amen. And if everybody give us a hand, and we'll join for coffee and tea.